the other Ash is what it also lets it do. Um, for relatively free. He could do that anyway, but you know, he could not have to deal with random junk spam and all that. So like it frees him up and it gives you guys all charge. The drop down hurts you guys because we can't go anywhere. We can't go anywhere afterwards. So like if we're gonna do this, you probably want to swap Lucio so you guys can speed back through the choke and then redive and then speed back through the choke and then redive. Um, so like it's a style. That's not wrong. It's a style. I would prefer the way of just speeding to the right, and just either soft diving behind, dropping bubble, and then trying to kill them while bubble is up, um, or rotating to the right and then taking that high ground through the mega. Because again, who are they lacking on their team that would allow them to even dream of contesting you guys on that high ground? Lucio. Like they can't even get to you. If you have a Lucio, if they don't have Lucio, you do. You always outspeed them to wherever they want to go. They are a purely ground-based comp besides their Ash Mercy. So if you guys just rotate to the top, you force their Ana to drop on point, which is where you want. And guess what? You guys just do to them what you did in the tournament. You just sit on that high ground and then just soft dive forever, and you eventually win. Right? So like that's those two are the plays. The super aggressive play of jumping behind them, dropping bubble, bubbling off their Ana, and then you guys just six-man diving the platform, which is fine. Or going to the top right with in some way. You can do this without Lucio, but you're just it's just better. You just don't need Mercy if you're going to do that, because you're not planning on like staying forever. And then you would probably want to swap Ana because now your Ana would want to set up to that high ground. Moira in dive, you're looking to set up close and brawl a bit. So like, if we're going to run Moira, then the call to dive platform and bubble behind is the play because that's where your Moira excels, and she can just heal you from safety in the to the left there from the sex dungeon room. All right, and she's totally safe from Ana, and she's safe from Ash Mercy. So like, more the play with Moira is to dive this platform here. But if we don't, if we're not feeling that, we swap to Ana Lucio and we go to the top right. So swapping Ana Lucio is a safer play, but the BDE play is to do the six-man dive on platform. How are we feeling about that? Make sense?
I like it.
And that is the actual alpha move.
I mean, we are the alpha on this map, so.
Phantom, I can get.
Where's the
Apparently.
alpha?
So I just have. Taking
Nate
platform
they just
here.
give us
Ash is
platform
top
for whatever reason.
left,
Like
that's gonna
okay,
be my next jump.
like we win this map now if they give you platform because now you can dive Ana and you can dive Ash and guess what? You don't care about Junkrat, Reinhardt, or Zarya. They just took three of their people out of this fight by hiding point, by playing point because they can't. No three of those can get to platform safely because guess what? Nox is just going to shoot Junkrat out the air. So um, it was at this moment where they lost to Nudis.
We got one.
We're resing.
I'll jump with you.
All right, so let's just play it out from the scenario. So like what you're thinking, Rav, is uh, you want to be on the platform with them, just to be able to build coal, because you're thinking with this is not really to like your thought isn't to heal. Your thought is to build coal. Is like what you're thinking. This is offensive Moira. Your coalescence is to so like okay. When your Moira has coal with Moira dive, you guys can aggressively call a target, and then Moira helps you kill that target with coalescence. Not only does she doing damage, but she's also healing all of you at the same time. So it's like you're being Lucio beats or transcendence or rallied onto a dive target. Like you just have that extra sustain as well as damage going in is what you're looking for. So it's your Moira when she has coalescence is a dive hero because she can reach someone from 20 meters away or whatever it is. So
Too far.
yeah, way too far. So like so this is something like we're advanced enough to start doing because that's the play. I'm sorry, but it has to be said. Colo and Laverne, it is okay for you guys to feed.
Okay.
Right? It is okay for you guys to feed. And even when we're running Ana, like if we're close to Nano, if we're 70, 75 to Nano, it is okay to feed to get your Ana Nano. Especially if you know that the person that's feeding you guys, that's damaging you guys, already has ult, because then it just doesn't matter. That's just free ult charge. They shouldn't be spamming anyway if they already have their ult. So that's even better if you recognize that. You don't have to feed if like more is 60, like that is quite a lot of damage that it might take a bit. So like we can commit onto something here, but just know that that can be a play, and Moira is a dive hero when she gets Cole. Now, when she doesn't have Cole, what you're playing for is you dive to her, and then when the dive doesn't work, you retreat back within her effective range. So now with this circumstance, it does create an issue, right? Because sure, you guys dive, but she is still vulnerable to Reinhardt, Zarya, and Junk, and probably does die, right? So either you guys dive and believe that you can win the fight without her, or you take care of her threats. So like one of the two has to be in play, or you help her get Cole, and now she's just a dive hero and she doesn't care because she's speedy. She's speedy girl. So let's walk through those. I don't even remember what I said, but I know one was to take care of her threat. That was a big one. Her threat are Ryan, Zarya, Junk. You guys can't reliably take on those guys. Not with their Ashe Mercy sitting free, so that's not really a viable option. So really the only option here is to dive either the Ana, like to just commit on to the Ana, or commit on to the Ashe Mercy. Moira, like just like we just got finished talking about in the Zenyatta review. Know that we have just talked about what your jobs are. If you can't fulfill those jobs, then keep yourself alive. So run. Just like we said with Zenyatta. If the Pharah is in your face and you can't get that Discord, run. Wait to live another day. It's okay. Your team should not need your heals. Like if they're going to play in a way that they need heals, then they shouldn't be running Moira, right? We should be running Ana, right? So they should play in a way like, okay, we have to get in and get out and get back to our Moira to get heals. So like they know that, so they know the extent of what they can and cannot do. Not only that, they have Mercy, so they're fine, right? So like in this instance, Moira, like the play here, you guys just take a dive onto the Ashe Mercy, preferably the Ashe Mercy, because you don't care about the Ana, because you guys can kill Ashe Mercy even with Vana's alive. It just doesn't matter. And then Moira, you just run. You just live to outlast the Rein, Zarya, Junkrat.
Okay.
So that's like the play here. But if you guys had Cole, you guys could 100% dive Rein, Zarya, Junk, and you guys kill that Junkrat. Absolutely. That would be a play we could make. And then, all right. So if that were to happen, what would Nox have to do then?
Duel the Ashe.
Yes. All right. So like that's where people individually just have to know their responsibilities, right? So his responsibility is always the Ashe until the Ashe is not a responsibility anymore. So, but that's like if you guys were to make that call, then that's what he would have to do. And again, like everything's taken care of. You guys dive the Rein, Zarya, Junk. You guys will kill the Junk no matter what, because Coalescence and all of your damage will just do that. And you guys will outlive the Rein, Zarya damage until you have your jump again, and then you go dive Ashe, Mercy, or Ana, right? And that's how that would play out. So that makes sense.
I'm gonna jump Ana top right. 3, 2, 1, going.
Jump this Ashe, she's low.
Ana low.
It's like you can argue that like like this like Rav, your movement is good. You're where you need to be at the proper time. That's pretty impressive considering the distance you had to cover. Um, so like this also worked. This was this is good. I can't really say much about it. This is pretty good.
So that did cost me a fade,
It did cost you a fade, yeah.
but we already knew, we already scouted that it was just Ana up there. So I'm not like,
Yeah.
man, there's a mega up there. So if I
Yeah.
have a retreat path, so
Well,
it doesn't feel as
yeah.
doesn't feel like
And
fading
not
in is such a bad deal.
yeah, and not on and it's not because not only that, who can hurt you in there, right?
No
So
one.
it's like it's okay to use your abilities like that when it's impossible for you to die. It's impossible for you to die. You don't need fade because they can't physically get up to you. So yeah, it's perfectly acceptable. So you're like again, you yeah. So like, we took the long route, but we got there. We knocked the Ana off, which is again a death sentence for her. Like against their comp, they every single how they call it get DMAX. Every single checkbox is being checked of how this goes terribly for them right now.
He's taken 11.
The answer to your question starts
in
with
one
F and ends with eating.
Too low. I'm chasing the
Not only that, but Nox I don't think is
Mercy
really
here?
dueling the Ash,
Watch the Ash.
Yeah.
Watch the
Junk
Ash.
one. Got her.
which is who did DMAX. Nice dynamite Nox. He didn't know Ash dropped, but he just dynamited our monkey in Mercy.
Mercy
Yeah, no, back up. I'm
diving point here. Pressuring the Ana. Jumping out.
Yeah, no, this
Ryan.
this
Ryan
just
low.
doesn't go
I'm
good
gonna
for them
jump
ever again.
Ash here in 3, 2,
Why is
1.
that?
Going on Ash.
Zarya's low.
Rethinking, sorry, so. I'm looking
I'm sorry,
on
Like
sorry,
all
sorry.
things
I'm
considered,
sorry,
even after
I'm
all we
sorry.
talked about, like you guys looked really good. Like Rav, your movement was fantastic. Like considering
Ryan
everything
low.
that happened, you
I'm
were
gonna jump Ash
it's
here
odd,
in
but you were always within
3,
reach
2,
Why is
1.
that?
Going on
of
Ash.
you were always within reach of where your team needed you. Like could have reached to come back to you for heals as best as Moira can be in that situation. You're on high ground, which is also hard for Moira, and you can reach most of the point, and you could probably heal ball. You can heal ball a point, so like everything is awesome. I would say the biggest error is on Nox. He didn't really ever duel the Ash too much. Like she was relatively free, which could have been scary, but none of our squishies were vulnerable, so like it didn't end up being scary. Yeah. So like in that instance, like it's Taco, like it's good that you are
Pressuring
like
the Ana.
like I like that you're going in
Jumping
with
out.
the dives and you stayed in safe places. Like you weren't ever in really dangerous, so ever in real danger. That was good. But I just want to say like that's like for what for the reasons that we've said. If some of those sequences happen where Nox is the one that that his job is to duel the Ash, I would say you have to stay on him, especially if the other Ash is pocketed, because that turns Ash having to hit. Nox has to hit 2 consecutive headshots to win that duel. Their Ash only has to hit 1. So with you staying with Nox, it allows it to be a fair fight. If you leave Nox and he has to duel the Ash, he now has to take a 1v1 or a 1v2. So,
And as we saw on Dorado, we want Nox to have at least a fair fight.
yes. Nox having a fair fight means an unfair fight for the opponent. But your movement was fantastic. I don't know if you even took damage. So like
Ryan,
really good.
Ryan low.
so.
I'm
But
gonna
now we can talk about like the deeper level of when to pocket our monkey and when to pocket our tank. So like now Ash is dead. Or not dead, but the Mercy's dead. Very important because now Nox doesn't need you. So now you could consider being more on your tanks. I mean, not only that, but your tanks are, looking to they're they're calling like they're diving on people. So like a lot of check marks are being checked that okay, we could probably be on our tanks. Your tanks are very active. Their Mercy's dead, so Ash is no longer overpowered. So like maybe I can be on my tanks now, kind of deal. So which is one right or wrong? No, one might be better than the other, but it's a bit marginal in this case. But that's now is something that should factor into your thinking. Just
Ash here.
try to think about it at least. It will take time to get used to uh, which one you should do, but that's just gonna be time. But at least start thinking about, should I be on my Ash or should I be on my
And
tanks?
3, 2,
I
And
said-
one,
those
going
are
on
some
Ash.
reasons why we could.
Retacking
And this is
Zarya
just
though.
GG's.
I'm gonna
I'm
go on
sorry,
Zarya.
I'm sorry, sorry,
Right there.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Godly.
Okay.
Pushing up.
Dot.
Got EMP.
That was a really good
have
attack.
The
Like,
Junk,
it looked so
Valk,
good.
Nano.
Minus the first 30 seconds.
Well, you know.
Did they have Ash the whole time?
They'll
Yeah.
shatter.
they did.
They'll
Yep.
shatter too.
I don't know if they'll actually have Shatter.
Oh my god,
Probably
they don't have
7.
anything.
They're just set up on point.
They didn't build anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Ash
free
is
to
right
swap
on
if
high
you
ground.
Got her.
Colo, how the
Okay, we
fuck
push on that. We'll
do you
push
have
on that.
60% to your ult?
Oh, and then we can
So it was deep max for half that fight.
Alright,
Okay, true.
I'm gonna jump from the right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump their Ash.
Ash is
3,
right, Ash is right.
2, 2, 1, going.
Jamming it. I'm low.
Oh yeah.
Can't jump.
You definitely want to land on there if you can, because now
I,
again,
I was thinking about it, but then I wanted to have sight on like the Junkrat to like sort of run interference, so then I didn't hold S. Because like landing in between them there with Junkrat dead, if I'm there, the Mercy has to go across me to get the res.
All right. Run that by me again, just so I know.
Alright.
So I
I
can follow.
like I go right over it.
From the right
Uh-huh.
there.
Like mid jump, I
Jump
see
their
that
Ash.
Nox gets the kill on the junk, and I knew the junk was
3,
somewhere on point,
2,
Okay.
1.
and I saw the Mercy float down.
Okay.
So instead of holding S to land directly on the Ash, I decided to land in the middle of them there
Mm-hmm.
because I had primal, and with the pressure they were putting on, like
Okay.
they can't get the res off if I'm there. And on top of that, I'm sealing both healers off from their tanks, so any poke that Nox does right now is permanent.
I think that would be fine if.
And Kolo was coming in after me, so like ideally, if he sees me go off, then he should just boop the Ash down
1, going.
with where she's sitting.
Yeah, but you can just take out the Ash here if you land up top, if the both of you do. And then if the junk gets rezzed, which is an if because there's a coalescing Moira right there, then
Yeah, but he's off to the right behind the corner, so your coalescence isn't in play for that res for a few seconds here.
no, because I'm pushing in right now. If you land up there, then I can push in further so that I can see you around the corner. Like that's a dead Ash, and then a very quick dead Mercy probably.
Yeah. So I see the points, but if you had landed up there, that would force, because like you're saying, jump behind them because they have primal. Fair enough. Jump behind because that will stop Mercy getting the res. That wouldn't. A good Mercy should not be scared of a Monkey Tase that just uses cooldown. And not only that, well, Zarya just used bubble, so that's something. But I would also be hoping my Zarya did not use bubble for no reason, because someone's off to the right that she used bubble.
I mean,
on
if she
who's
goes
completely safe.
to res, I just primal and then boop her away from it.
I mean, I would take that because my E got out of ult, so as Mercy, I'd be okay with that. And then not only that, but all we have to do is trade, start trading, and we eventually start winning. So like, I would probably pop Valk and then just survive as long as we can, and we have 6 ults coming up. So that's like, I mean, that's if I was their Mercy and just their team, that's how I would start countering that sequence. But like, I feel if you jump up there, you force Ash coach gun, so now you forced her to be immobile because she's going to coach. She has to. Well, but she doesn't. She's being pocketed. So as soon as Diva gets there, she has to coach. She doesn't have to coach quite for Monkey. Like, she's not scared of a Monkey. Not too much, at least. Not with her Dynamite. Well, Dynamite, she hits herself. Yeah, so she probably has to coach with that small space. So maybe eventually she will coach. So now that she's immobile, so now she is just, again, you got value with the cooldown, and now you could pop Primal if you wanted to keep aggressing. So like, either way, you stop this Mercy res from happening probably, and even if you don't, you still get to Primal and go in and disrupt. And not only did you go in and disrupt, but you have gotten out a cooldown. So like I think jumping up there just gets a bit more value in this case.
Gotcha.
But again, like the thought that you put into it is better than nothing. So like you there is merit, and your method would get some value because again it's like the Overwatch is all about forcing them to make decisions and forcing people to make and like making them make as many decisions as possible makes them make mistakes. So like you still force them to have to make a play. Like they still have to go through that crazy sequence to figure out how to win this fight. With you, if you just stand there and choke taking damage, then they don't have to do anything. So like you thought of something, you did something, and it's not wrong. I bet you freaking Fissure could come in and tell me, no, going out there was correctly the total because of this, and this, right? That's fine. I'm not saying my way's better. I'm just saying this is how I see it. And I think that would get some value, and I'm sure we could go through a ton of other scenarios where your way would get value as well. I'm sure we could find it.
Nope, Laverne's wrong.
Happens.
I think we lose this fight, so my decision was wrong.
They have six. Well, we have 6 on. We have 5 ults because Colo fed. But we did get a pick. So there was something we could have done to win this fight. Absolutely. We have EMP again. Well, we have EMP. We should not lose this fight. But we do. So it's yeah. Is there optimization? Absolutely. If you have EMP, you shouldn't lose the fight. That's just kind of how EMP works.
Nope,
Doing it.
Laverne
I'm
wrong.
low. Can't jump.
I'm on you.
Lost fight, so Laverne's wrong.
Ryan, right? No.
Right,
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know how you guys lost this fight. Oh, Bob is how we lost this fight.
You're anti.
Ashed.
Anti
Yo.
plus Bob.
Yo, the Bob fight, bro.
Nice. Winnable. Bob.
Our Bob's gonna win the duel.
Where was that tire?
Ashed.
Did it like just get under your bubble? That?
Yeah, just
Yeah, like
What the
Yeah.
hell? Oh, that's so bad, bro. Oh, you couldn't have played that any harder. Like, cause you can always pop primal to tank it, but still, like.
I didn't want to use
yeah.
primal just to tank tire in
I
case
thought
they
you
had
would
something
have
else
that.
coming out. Yeah.
Well, looking at the kill feed, like it's okay to think that we can go all in and win this because you absolutely could.
Yeah, but Zarya was one of the first ones to die. And I'm probably going to be the target of a graph.
Yeah. But if they're staggering in as well, then they're not coming back in at 6. There's no way she can kill you, not with your Moira and Mercy alive, especially your Mercy Valking. So like you would probably survive. If
I probably would, but Ryan and Zarya died close to each other, so like grab pin would be an option, and then they just have to outlast damage behind shield.
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like, not gonna say that's wrong. Like straight up, I thought you would have dodged this anyway. So I'm not banking on you having a primal there. That looks awfully close. But if you didn't have bubble, like it's something to consider. If like we could certainly go all out and try and win this fight. But I do think now that I look at like just all economy, we did pop 4, and we're just now starting to grow ticks. So yeah, more than likely, if we are all tracking that they have all 6 and now 5, we may get a tick or 2, but we certainly don't win this fight at this stage. If this is your kill feed and you're just now gaining ticks, not gaining ticks, then you're not gonna win this fight. And that's just because of Bob. Like if no Bob, we have at least a tick and a half by now.
Jump coming
I
left.
can't
Jump
see.
coming left.
Oh,
They're
fuck.
shattered.
Oh, it's better. Run. He's back. Run.
What? Sorry.
Okay,
Sorry.
go. Mind back.
Okay, I'm pulling.
Reset.
Nice. We got to take off that though.
Yep.
I only got 65% off of that. I don't know what's wrong with me. I should have had gold back.
Yeah, I mean if you're any good at the game. Yeah.
I know it's really
I
unfortunate.
mean, if I popped primal, that would have been 600 HP.
You're right.
that you could have
That
healed
would've
up.
been it. That would have been
You
it.
know,
actually. I would have had gold and
hindsight,
everyone
I
won
should have
that.
popped primal just to get Rapsco.
No, because look, check it out. You pop primal. I get coalescence. We win right there because they just used all their ults.
Maybe. I mean, if you're Cole, if you Cole and Prime will kill all six, I'm retired because I'm done. I've done my job. But
Well,
I
now
do
you're just limiting us.
limiting.
Yeah, we
How
can't
so?
have you retire. So now Rav and I can't
I
just
mean,
clutch a
but
2v6 with
you've
Cole and
you've
Primal.
reached the peak of Overwatch if you can 2v6 with Cole and Primal.
No.
You've reached
The
peak
peak of
Overwatch.
Overwatch is getting a 6K while in trance.
Joe I could do it.
3,500.
That's what I want to point out. The highest in the lobby, by the way. 3,510.
I just want to say, before that fight, I was past him by 200, and then he passed me by 700 by the end of the fight.
Things happen. Things happen.
Graph Shatter.
Cole, you took 1,800 points of damage in that one fight.
They have,
Listen, things
They
happen.
might be back with
they have Nano
Fire
Valk.
Knight.
I'm not sure what things, but things definitely happen.
So
All right, so we are next fight. Certainly winnable. But we would prefer, like, if you're going to win with dive, you want to do something that picks the team apart and creates a vulnerability against Brawl. Like, you're not going to do what's about to happen and dive in and try and kill a target and just out brawl them. But segue, we do have two tank ults, which what do? They extend the fights. So if we were close to another ult that could capitalize on the time that we just gained by having our Monkey and D.Va stay in the fight for a long time, then sure. But we're not really that close currently, right? Cole maybe, because okay, Moira's good, but she's going to have a hard time like consistently healing you guys from close by because she does have to walk into a Junkrat and a Zarya, so like that is going to be tough. A heal orb will get her to like 85, 90, but she may not get all the way. And then we don't have anything else. So one, this is an option where we could take some feed, although we really don't want to because we don't want to get that Junkrat tire if we can help it. So like fair enough, feeding isn't really an option too much here. So what could we do? This is where it gets a bit hard because we can't really soft dive just because of the nature of the point. But that's what you want to do. You want to kind of soft dive and get your Sombra EMP. So we could take this fight, go in, use Primal or a bomb, and just stay a bit and then get out. That's not really a good option because now we're just feeding ults. We're feeding like multiple people's worth of ults of their team versus for just our Sombra. So like not really worth. So I think the best option here is to soft dive where we can. Which two good options for soft diving? And see if I can pan the camera.
A bomb here?
I don't know if
Or
I.
do you
Well,
wanna
I will
pressure
because
right
you said
We need a
Phantom.
bomb to isolate
Phantom makes you guys suicide.
someone.
Okay.
Like this is actually like
Can y'all go on the
Kamikaze.
right side and jump onto me
this is what is it?
and get this on him?
Jihad?
Yeah,
Jihad?
yeah.
Jihad?
Three,
Jihad?
two, one.
Jihad. This is Jihad.
Going.
That's Jihad. All right. But
I don't think Jihad is
is it not
suicide.
Jihad? Okay.
No.
What's the suicide bomber thing?
Seppuku.
Well, that's
Seppuku
Japanese.
is not. No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
thought-
ritual
That is
suicide in
suicide.
Japan, but
Yeah. Anyway.
not the one he's thinking of.
This is suicidal. But again, like I said during the scrim, I am very happy you guys followed in on a call and went with it. Like, do it all the time, 100%. Like, trust each other. If he makes a call, just go with it. So do it. Don't stop it. He will kill you on occasion, but he will kill you less as time goes on.
Hopefully.
Hopefully, anyway. But something we could do. So you could soft dive right, like the bricks right above where we see. where like that you jump over. You can soft dive that, tase a bit, bubble, because like right, Ryan's not there, so like you're not going to take an immense amount of damage, but you're going to take good enough, and that's just long enough for Sombra to decloak, get some farm, and then leave, right? And you could soft dive that over and over and over again. You soft dive, your bubble may break, you drop, and you just dodge as much as you can, and you jump out. And that gives you Mora charge, Sombra charge. If you didn't have Primal, it would give you Monkey charge, Diva charge, and then Ashes shooting from main. So like that's and then you get some Mercy damage boost charge. So like that's how you can minimize all charge you're giving them, and then maximize and get all charge for your whole team. So like that's just looking at the all charges here. That's just a way we could play because we're not close to anything. If we were like 90 to Bob, closer to Coalescence, close to Valk, close to EMP, then we could go in on this even though we didn't have ults. You use Primal. Okay, do we have our ults yet? No. Okay, now we use Bomb. Do we have ults yet? We better. Alright, and then we go. Kind of deal. Alright, this is EMP and we target focus and now we do things. Right? But the thing to think of here is we don't really have anything. Bomb and Primal aren't really enough to break this fight open unless our Monkey and Diva are just insane.
Which one of those are, but
well,
we won't say which one.
They're both insane, just in different definitions of the word.
True.
So that's what should be our state of mind here, right? So it's okay to just take time and soft dive and do things. And the other part is other place you could kind of soft dive is Ash Perch, where she's on. More so like Monkey and Diva can farm there. Well, nah, that's fine. Like you're just taking attention, right? You're still a threat. So like you can hop up there, but especially like if the supports are going to hold that Sunny side, you can just dive them and get some all charge and then leave. So that's what you're thinking. You can't really ever dive dark. I guess you could. You could dive the left, yeah, that right over there, right above. That's the right side is called dark side. Left is called sunny. So that right side wall over there, you could dive and then just poke a bit and then drop. Right. So that's also a pretty safe soft dive. Yeah, so you could do that as well. But that's what you're thinking. Does that make sense? Like that's your thought process in this with the way our alt economy is. Like we just don't have anything to win this fight. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. Colo, don't miss the bricks.
Bomb.
Where's on me? Alright, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm out. Diva's on you.
I'm on the
No, top right.
Alright, I'm.
So that's fine for defense. Yeah, you guys just roll them over because yeah.
Because, yeah. My staging area.
Did you hear that?
I haven't heard that before.
That's good. That's good.
All right, the Smurf Sniper comp against the Sombra Ash. So they're flip, except they're pussies and running Ana. Okay, cool.
Damn.
Hey, all right.
Call him out, dude.
I'm calling them out. Hope they never see this audio. That friendship will be ended very quickly. So they're thinking like just same thing we were like. Well, not same thing we were thinking. Like initially they are like they have the same win conditions, obviously, because the same kind of like comp. But obviously we are running dive and not brawl. So like some things change between the two. Cully, mind muting yourself for a favor. Thank you. They naturally have more space to rotate than we do because we don't have that frontline pressure that we have Haunt, we have Phantom, which is all the pressure in the world, but we don't have a Junkrat, so we can't just spam them. So they can, if they wanted to just walk up top right, they can, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't dive them because we have half our dive team that would be on them, and they would just kill us in a brawl. So like if they want to just walk up top right, they can. Which is what they should have done instead of just forcing. Like they can force platform, but that's playing into our hands. Absolutely playing into our hands because we have everyone in the world that can see platform. So like that's just playing into our strat. So if they were to die platform, Kolo, what would you do?
I'll step in for a second. Wait, what are you talking about?
What would you, if they were to dive your Hanzo on platform, what would you do?
dive the person diving the Honda.
Even before that, what did we say right after this map? You remember? When you asked me about your cool staging spot?
Wait, what?
Starts with B, ends with oop, on the way.
Oh yeah, boop them before they even get to my Honda.
Yeah, right? This just straight nullifies it. Yeah. So that's why Diva holds here with the Hanzo. And even then you could argue that Hanzo doesn't start there. Like that's like you'll probably see me whisper Phantom to yeah, they're gonna dive you, so your rotation will be to your Zenyatta. So which as I sent it, right before I sent it, luckily I guess he got to read it and they dive him. So but so right on time. But they should just walk up to the top right. There's nothing we can do about it. So that's what they should do. And then do what we did. Just push our Zenyatta off. And then they could dive our Ashe. And at that point, we just, as the better team who counter dive wins. Or just, yeah, we would try and counter dive, and best and better team wins at that point. But they would at least force it to that. As we'll see, they keep going main, and it plays right into our comp's hands. We can't lose.
Wait, I'm not in my place.
They have a Sombra.
Now Hanzo's so
Three, 2, 1, 0.
Drop on me, drop on me.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Nice.
Jump platform, jump
I
platform.
can't
Uh,
help here. I can't help.
Dropping.
I'm jumping out.
Got the Ashe.
Angelo.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
we're up.
that's
Can't get there.
Nice.
that's kind
I'm
of just how this
resetting in my
goes.
spot here.
You're saying in my spot as well.
They literally can't break this comp with they keep going main. This doesn't work.
Shift to not fall.
Where's that? Is that up there? Where are you?
This is Minecraft.
Yeah, right.
Oh, freaking Carlo.
She's on me again.
Ashes right side.
Sombra is on me. She set her translocator here.
Diva's huge Sonic, by the way.
I'm on Sombra right now.
Dropping on monkey.
I can't help
Running
you.
away. Oh my
I
god.
got
Running away.
Feeing. What's that spell, Colo?
Running away.
Colo's like,
Hey.
Laverne's back there. I can do that.
Positive note: Luna has overtaken him for damage taken, so that's something.
Wait, what? Oh,
Yeah. Diva's this one?
Because she's sitting in our Ashe sight line.
fair enough.
I'm on Sombra right now.
Dropping on monkey.
I can't help
Running
you.
away.
It's like anything else is
Zen
just
positioning, though.
Huh?
Zen positioning, though.
Your resin.
Perfection.
Good.
Ash is
Yeah,
on
we're
me.
not gonna see Rav at all during
Yeah,
this.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Diva
not
Discord,
fun.
Diva Discord, Diva Discord, Diva dead.
okay.
Ash
I
is
got
main
actually,
here.
I got
Just
booped
hear
out. I
me
didn't.
yelling Discord.
Oh, she's on
target.
me. Diva's on me.
They're going high ground. They're going high ground.
Yes, yes, do it. Yes.
Yes! Yes!
As she was
There's
getting
three
back
on me.
While Monkey's trying to survive and live.
Monkey's trying to dive me again.
down to you.
I'm hiding.
Meanwhile, it's screaming for help. Nox is just like, yeah, kill the baby.
Knox.
So
Monkey.
so it's stuff like
Let's do it.
so granted, like this is what Dive is able to do for them. They don't have to all the way reset, because they're mobile enough to not all the way reset, and that's like so like they what I'm getting at is that they were able to just walk through the choke, right? Which is like we saw in Oasis, not something we want to do, but we in this position we can't help it. They do it at the cost of their diva, but like it's something that Dive can do if they feel like they can get a decent recontest, which our diva is baby. So like there is a window to where this fight is somewhat even. So if they want to keep taking this fight, they can. Especially like they got Nano, so like it's Nano Monkey will kill Zen. So like it's not this isn't a bad option if this is what they really want to go for.
There's three on me here.
Ash is Discord.
I'm
Monkey's
getting hacked.
Monkey's
I'm
gonna try and
hacked.
dive me again.
Yeah, so like we should Hanzo should get well, so like they made it through choke. So like take the secondary position. So now we set up around point. We can't set up where we were. They've already taken that space, as we can just see from the overhead. Like they own that space now. We can't reliably keep it. Like because if we go and set up right, we've used our movement cooldowns to get there. They still have theirs. They win. So now we have to use our movement cooldown to get to our secondary spot. So now we should be staging further back, which could be Hanzo top left with Zen, Ash Mercy top right. Monkey could probably also be top left to guard that door. So yeah, I would say 4 people to the left, Ash Mercy to the right, and I think that would be just fine here
Dash to
for
you.
a secondary
Monkey got
position.
hacked.
Nox.
On
you
his
go to
main,
the
on
edge.
his main.
Nox.
Somber top, somber top.
Nox, I can't dive to you.
Oh, monkey.
Monkey.
Yes.
Monkey dead on.
Yeah, so this is pretty scrappy. This is
Primal.
pretty bad on our part. Just we could have gotten set up quicker.
Monkey.
But, like we haven't talked about it, but like we could have done it better.
Monkey
And-
dead.
I think I was waiting for heals, and then Colo was still in baby.
Yeah, he was.
Because I used my jump to get out of, or away from the danger there, so I couldn't go up top immediately, and then Colo is baby.
Yeah,
Nox.
he's baby,
Somber top, somber
but we could have disengaged like much quicker and gotten set. Like
I'm-
our Mercy's not
Monkey
ready.
getting hacked.
You're going platform,
Monkey getting hacked.
Monkey's gonna try and dive
right?
me
So like
again.
Dash to you.
I'm hiding until.
we could be getting set right now. You have your jump back. We could be getting set right now. Hanzo's on low ground. Well, he was on high ground, or I think he went off screen. But Colo's baby. But Taco, Nox, Laverne, Rav should be ready, and Phantom. Like everyone but Colo should be ready by now.
Nox.
On
you
his
go to the
main, on
edge.
his main.
Like so we've had plenty of time to get ready here. Like it.
Nox.
So like this is just us not being in the proper spot.
Somber top, somber
So this
top.
could have
Nox,
gone
I
bad,
can't dive to you.
but you know, Zenyatta Discord.
Oh, monkey.
Monkey.
Yes.
Monkey dead on.
Watch Primal.
Monkey.
Monkey.
Monkey is Discord. Monkey is Discord.
Monkey dead. I'm
I
on
have
a
trance if we need it.
Okay.
Diva Discord. Diva
Diva.
Monkey.
Diva's popped. On Ana.
Discord. Monkey is Discord.
So let's see
Monkey.
after this,
Yes.
Monkey dead on.
Watch Primal.
because ideally, because like right now we're for the most part are all on the right spot. Diva peeled, which is fine. Hanzo drops because he has to because of Nano Monkey, so that's fine.
Primal.
Like Nano Monkey does mean like yeah, we just if we don't want to have to like if she wants that space, we kind of just have to give it to her. Just like that's the power of an ultimate. But you know we could choose to keep it. We do have Primal if we want, so we can choose to keep that space. What we're thinking here, we want to keep like in double sniper, we want to keep our snipers protected and in their position at all times, as much as we can. So it's fine for Phantom to drop, but he should be wanting to get back up. Like he doesn't want to be on the ground. He wants to get back up because we need our snipers taking as many shots as possible is our goal. So like we need to be working towards that effect. Either that's disruption with Bob, which we have, Primal to displace them to keep them off of our snipers, bomb, right? So like all of those are good. And then we haven't talked about trance, so naturally for EMP, but also trance can be used for the same as a tank ult. If our tanks want to keep a spot that is being heavily pressured, we could trance them for that period of time. We'll discord someone that's then contesting that spot, right? Then trance that spot, and then our tanks now can keep it, even though they may be at a disadvantage, right? Because discord over time will just let them have that spot. So that's also a play you could also make. And then same for Valk. Again, all of these ults allow you to stay in the fight for a long time, just to give your snipers enough time. So what we're thinking is that where our snipers are, as much as we can, we want to keep them there. That's our win condition. As much as we can, we want to keep them in the strong spots. Like right now, technically it is Phantom, but technically it's like a weak spot, right? Because he could get soft dove very easily. So we don't want him there, but we want him on the high ground where they have to commit something to kill him, if they want to kill him. So that's kind of what we're thinking.
Monkey.
Monkey is Discord. Monkey is Discord.
Monkey. Monkey dead. I'm on
I have
back.
Trance if we need it.
Okay.
Diva Discord.
Diva's popped. On Ana.
No.
Imagine losing to a Mercy's End comp when you have
Reset,
Ana.
reset. We're gonna be down our Diva here, so we need to either engage
almost
early
won that
or
one.
find something else.
It's almost like
Let's engage
heals
early here with the-
don't really
with
make a difference.
something. I don't know what the call is.
Honestly,
no, it doesn't
Colo, I
seem
think
like a
you've
lot of
spent
heals.
more time as
We
baby
can
on
use
this
Bob to
defense
solve
than in
point.
your mech.
If they touch point, we
Yeah.
use Bob to counter.
Yeah, I
So
almost
we're
won that
saving
with
Bob,
fighting
then
against Yana,
maybe we wanna
actually.
use
And I'm
Dragon.
including the pre-round, by the way.
Monkey is main. I'm looking to
Monkey is
counter.
good.
If they touch point,
Yeah.
we use Bob to counter.
All right, so we're saving Bob. Then maybe we want to use Dragon then for the.
Also,
engagement.
Colo starts by checking.
Monkey
like
is
that time.
main. I'm looking to
Monkey is
counter dive.
Discord. He's going left. He's staying left.
Did our Hanzo die?
I'm back.
They're still main. They're still.
No,
main.
I think he's with our Zen, right?
With our Zen?
He's
Okay.
main.
Oh,
To
okay,
have a
man.
better
On
angle.
our Hanzo
Yeah.
here.
Monkey on a. Dropping,
I'm
dropping,
hurt.
dropping.
I'm on the Sombra here. Sombra's
dead.
dead.
Monkey is Discord. Monkey is Discord.
Monkey,
I'm on
monkey.
Diva.
I need heals.
Point here.
Nice Zen Orb.
Dropping,
Uh,
dropping.
the counter dive is fine. Like that's all you can do in control. You could either counter dive or go onto their Ana. They sent 3 people after R2, so counter diving to make it 4v3. That's okay. Like that's we could have technically just sent Diva and had been okay while our monkey went to go contest Ana. Would that have been more worthwhile? I think in this case, it depends on where she is. If she's not on platform, this is fine because she's dead anyway, because she's not doing her job. So I'm not sure where she is. But even then, if she was in the right spot, I still think this might be better if we're, I don't know. Because they have ults. They kill our team anyway, I think. Primal is enough to just kill our team. To kill the Hanzo and the Zen. Or at least to force trance out. So they absolutely kill Hanzo here. If we don't trance the Hanzo, which we're hoping not to because they have EMP. So I think the play here is to have Diva to peel, make it 3-on-3, because it's not really a 3-on-3 because we have Discord. And I think our monkey goes to solo their Ana. Because she has no peel. And if Mercy peels, then Ash loses the duel to Nox. Or, yeah, their Ash loses the duel to our Ash. Because he has a pocket. Man, EMP sucks. EMP changes the game.
Just kill the Sombra forehead.
Well, that's Phantom's motif. Alright, going by what we said the other day, you wanna with the Diva make the fight even in the peel. So they sent 3 after R2, so Diva makes it 3v3 plus Discord means we win the M1, which will force them to pop ults if they want to kill. Alright, so the issue I'm facing is it's like double peeling back for to make it 4v3. It's fine on paper. But again, with 3v3, we win with the M1, but now ults changed the game. So like they have both tank ults and they have EMP. So like even with you two peeling, right? They have we could say bomb cancels out bomb, primal cancels out primal, dragon does not cancel out EMP. So I don't know if peeling would have helped. Now we could so if they it's like that means so wipe the two tank ults off the table at that point. If our monkey and diva peel, they cancel tank ults out. So now the issue is how do we deal with EMP? One, Rav is just a boss and sees the Sombra decloak EMPs before transit before she EMPs. But ideally that's not going to happen just because things are going on. How do we keep our Zenyatta and Hanzo alive? Mathematically, we just don't. So we have to do this another way. Or even then, how do we win this point?
Just be better.
Yeah, I mean that's what it comes down to. But there's
We also
gotta
have
be a
we have the ults currently online, so we can act first. So we can get a man advantage before they EMP.
So we could have so let's we can mention that if we're able to actually stage the way we wanted to, we could have if we know that they have a lot of ults, then we can act first to either force their ults early so then we get a recontest possibly, or we survive their early ults and then when they get to point they now have a lot less ults and so the fight becomes more winnable on point. It's something we could have done and should have done if we were able to, but remember this fight started off as we weren't able to get totally ready. So they were able to get space and get on us first, which takes that off the table. Not to invalidate what you said, that's totally what should have happened if we could have done it, but we were unable to. So now here we are in this position. How can we win from this position? The reason I say monkey something like if monkey goes on Ana, it's 3v3 back here. I don't think on paper you do. I think it's on them to mess up at this point. What could we have? Okay. So I don't think we win this fight if we stay up top. Like if we know that they have EMP and we stay up top, or Zenyatta. I think we win this fight. So like we haven't talked about it, but you see that place underneath you, Rav? That's called Secret on Anubis. That doorway. Yeah. You can hold there if they have EMP, and it either forces them to solo EMP you, or just EMP the rest of the team. So either way, you just trance. Well, like you either die or you trance, but at least your team didn't get EMP'd. If your team doesn't get EMP'd, then this fight is now winnable. Like if it's 5v6, but like it's much more winnable than if they got EMP'd and you also died. At this rate, everyone that's peeling is going to get EMP'd, and so you all will just die. So I think with that, because that takes Sombra ult a bit off the table, I think this becomes a bit more winnable with that. And that's a common spot. That's not like something I just made up. That's the spot where Zens will hold when the Sombras have EMP. And that's where Alarm got solo EMP'd actually. and it was a sad day. Elk was like, "Yeah, you just can't do that to Alarm. He doesn't deserve that disrespect." uh, and so we play to protect that spot. We protect our Hanzo, which is a lot easier than protecting a Zenyatta. If they dive our Hanzo, then we just do our thing. We can just counter dive. Like that. That's when the counter dive becomes. Yeah, because Zen can peek to apply the Discord, like we talked about earlier a bit, if he can. So he can at least get a Discord up there. So it's not quite a 3v3. Yeah, planning for 11 ults is hard. It can play out a number of different ways. But so I mean, I harped on it for like 15 minutes, which is more than I should have. It was an interesting problem for me. But I think, but at least like I don't know if it was of any like value, but it at least goes to show that it does take like this is a winnable situation, but it's a very hard situation. But we can do it by positioning and, as Rav said, act first and forcing some ults out. We don't like if you ever let the attacking team get to point with 6 ults, you're in trouble. They should never get to point with 6 ults. You should make them use some at choke, if at all possible. Yeah, this gets pretty dirty. So I'm not gonna dwell on it too much longer.
I'm on the Sombra here. Sombra's
dead.
dead.
Monkey is Discord. Monkey is Discord.
Monkey.
I need heals.
Point here.
Monkey,
That
monkey,
Sombra
monkey,
kill was
monkey, monkey
huge.
low, monkey low.
Diva.
I'm gonna die to Bob. Do we need? Okay, no, we're fine.
And then like theoretically, like they won that fight simply because like they popped more ults than we did, which is just how Overwatch works. Like that's how it's intended to work. The team with the most ults should win the next fight. But Nox also just wins by him wanting people. So
Oh fuck.
Diva.
Diva.
Dragon? Okay.
Diva. Go back.
Baby top.
Monkey
Top.
dead.
and
Monkey.
I freaking
I'm
climb
gonna
a
try
wall, dude.
Nox, pull back.
I
There we
need
go.
heals.
Gotcha.
Where's Sombra?
Thank you.
Sombra dead.
I'm coming back.
Yeah. So like on paper we lost that fight. They just played it. They played the end of it poorly.
Ash is bottom. Ash
guys
is
are
in
just
her
better.
Little hidey hole there.
What did they
Better?
use? What did they use? What did they use?
Bob bomb.
Bob.
Primal?
They used Primal. Did they use Nano?
I would have bombed as they come in.
Yeah.
All right. So this is an interesting situation. 10 seconds left. They have to rush the point. Like they have to make something happen, right? Attack them at choke. Like, what is that naturally going to mean if you attack them at choke? Either they touch. Okay, they touch. That's a 6v5 on at the choke. All right, they have to touch. So someone has to leave this fight that you engage on at choke. So, and if a team is hurrying and does the wrong thing, they leave. They send 2 people or 3 people to point. Okay, so attack the rest of their team at choke, then finish off the rest on point, right? So this is a situation where we attack. Like, don't like, who cares if they trigger overtime? You've won the fight anyway by killing their team, by killing the rest of the team that they left behind, right? Especially that their Ana is absolutely prime target because she can't get the point. So yeah, this is aggression. We go. Like forget the monkey, forget the diva, the Sombra that you guys have been seeing this whole time, even though she's in Viz. Just kill. Look at those 3 at point. Choke, right? That's who we go. We just go.
Yeah. Bomb point to clear them off.
Careful,
once he
careful,
jumps.
Taco.
Yeah.
Monkey.
Ignore him. Like who cares? Look at that choke. Look at that Ana right there. Look at that Ana. Look at that Mercy. Look at that Ashe. Right? Screw everyone else. Just go kill them. Nox is fine. He's got Coach Gun. He's not gonna die. He can't die to a dive target. He has Coach Gun. He can wait. He can run to point B, choke, like run behind and drop down and wait for you guys to get back. Then he can, like he doesn't need good positioning in a 6v3. He just needs to get shots in. So like He can just jump off and leave, so he's fine, right? Our Zen might be in danger. Well, we're okay with the 5v3. But they also, if they attack Zen, then they're probably not touching point either. So like it's they can't leave point, right? So they got some issues to work out. So we're okay with that confusion, right? Use that confusion to your advantage. Look at that people and choke, go kill them.
Monkey.
Monkey died.
Monkey.
This way we actually let them have a 6v6.
Monkey dead here.
We just have Zenyatta.
Diva.
So cool. I'm gonna keep going for the fun of it, but feel free to
Question.
leave. Like I'm just gonna keep going for the fun because I'm having fun.
Zine.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
I'm sorry. Can we go back
Yeah,
to
no,
talk
no.
about that last part of Anubis one
Yes,
more
sir.
time?
What you got?
So when I came back from the dead, I stayed in this hall.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
alley back here.
Uh-huh.
Is that? I mean, that does two things for me, right? That gives me cover, sort of, and it forces a double movement ability to get to me, right? Is that my best place to be, or should I have during that time rotated somewhere?
So
Because
it's
I
either
did feel, because my problem with that, like looking at it, trying to big brain here, is that my only retreat is away, so far away from the fight that I can't be of use.
right.
And they force me. The diva here is about to come in and make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
But then she gets pincered by my tanks, and then we kill her anyway. I don't know. That's why I wanted to ask about it and see if we could chat about it.
Yeah. So it's either here or it's the choke that we're able to get to with given our time. There's no real rotation we can make.
I could go secret. I had enough time to get to secret if I wanted to.
Yeah, but they have a damage boosted Ash.
Yeah.
So secret isn't really a choice that we could make. I mean, well, we have an Ash, but I guess technically where Ash is, our Ash can't contest her.
Right.
Because she has bridge.
But she can't peek and see secret.
Yes. So
Okay.
like secret's out of the question at this moment. Maybe against a different comp, but even then, like the fact is they have to get to point, and so heavy point presence means no for a support. Like you just don't want to be there, like without a getaway. So at least you're where you're at, you have a getaway, and at least and choke you have a getaway. The negatives about the choke are easily accessible by Sombra, you're safe from Ash. Easily accessible by Sombra, easily accessible by Diva. It's away from point, which our tanks now must contest. So like Peel would have to draw the tanks away from choke. So that technically choke would maybe be okay since we haven't given them a tick yet, and we technically have all 3 ticks to give if we decide, or at least 2.5 ticks to decide. If we decide to give them up, so like Peel away from point isn't the worst, and actually it's not bad because they can't leave points. So Peel away from point is pretty much a guaranteed kill because they have to stay point, so they can't peel for their own people that are getting attacked, which is again why we want to dive hard and kill the stragglers and then kill the people on point. But I think the position you chose has the advantages of, again, same thing as choke. They have to walk off point to come kill you, which is really good. You're safe from Ash. Like, it gives you small sideline, but you don't really care. You're safe from Ash, and you can still apply value. Like, shield break is still value. Like, that's fine. Weakening the Wisdom Bubble is value. More than likely, you can get a very quick peek and discord someone, because Ash isn't, like, she's not sitting there scoped in on you, realistically. She's scoped in on trying to kill people on point. So, like, you can get a peek. You can get a quick peek and discord someone from there and be just fine.
Right.
And get a Harmony in. So I think that's fine. Now, the other position that is actually scary but really good, I use it a lot as Ana, if I trust my team, is the mini inside to your right on low ground.
Okay, that was another thought that I had.
Yeah, that's a very common position. You've seen Overwatch League use it. It's only good if your team knows you're there and are actively like they know. Okay, Zenyatta's in here. Anyone that goes in there needs to not be able to kill him, kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
I feel more
it's
comfortable there as Ana because I can nade and get the mini,
the mini.
and
Yeah,
live much longer.
yeah. You actually see all the point and you're just totally secure. Like even high
Yeah.
ground can't see you. Like if you hold back far enough, and you can still see pretty much all the points. So it's really good. So like that, I think besides the spot you're in would be again it's a power position. It puts you in danger, but you're safe and you can do a lot more. So
Right.
I think in this case that would be fun. Well, in this case that would be the it's where you're at is the safe spot, and I think it is the smarter spot because where you're at, they do have to travel to come kill you. If you go in there, they don't really have to travel to come kill you.
Yeah.
Too
And
much.
if
I
we
don't
do
know.
decide, if it does look lost, that is a quicker escape.
Yeah, but you really on 2CP you just want to die because you respawn instantly anyway.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, you I think like within 3 seconds or so, if you die on a 2CP, you respawn instantly on point B.
Okay.
So you always want to die on point if you can't guarantee your escape. Staggering on a 2CP is not good, but it's pretty much impossible anymore. Like I think it's much longer than 3 seconds. Yeah, so I think it's your spot or the mini. I don't think the mini has too much more advantages than this spot, except that easier discourse and easier DPS. But because their team is so split, numbers is more important than I think risking your life in this case. So like, look, okay, so think about. I'm trying to think in a good scenario, like if they were playing this correctly, I think mini would be the call. Because your team would be protecting you, and you would be safe from EMP, and you would have the mini. Like your team would be protecting you, you'd have the mini, and you'd be safe from EMP. But this, where you're holding, is the safer option because they just can't kill you without committing pretty hard to coming to kill you.
Right. And this is a more viable comp spot probably too, because I don't know if I can trust my team at that point.
Yeah, because they're not going to peel for you. Like, because the mini also allows you to get peeled for. Like, again, yeah, your team's going to protect you. There, you're not going to get peeled for, but you're not going to get peeled for in comp anyway. So,
Right.
yeah, I would agree.
Okay. That gives me a lot of the information I was looking for. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Ash just dropped down.
Do we want
She
to
doesn't have
push them off? I mean, we don't want to be inside.
Is it just
Oh,
them?
fight's already.
They're be inside. Well, they got.
They got a Junkrat that I just got freaking trapped.
Imagine being killed by Chiz.
GG. Dude, every time.
Dude, the GG.
Dude, the GG gets
Well,
me, and I'm the one who
Ryan
did it,
Zarya
which
with
feels
jump
really
dash.
bad.
So we don't want to go inside, so we gotta go main. We could go left to this statue here. Because we don't want to be inside.
Can we speed it?
3,
Yeah.
2, 1,
So we
go.
just gotta
Yeah.
ignore,
Junkrat
like,
Ash
if you're
top
going
right.
to ignore the Junkrat Ash, like, again, it's
Keep
it's
going,
fine.
keep going,
You
ready?
guys on what? At least once. I think another time too on the scrim ignored Afara, and that's fine. And you guys won. That's fine. Like, it's not a problem ignoring someone. Just make sure you ignore them the proper way.
Right into
Here's
their
where
front
this
line, right in
fails.
their front line.
We stop right here, which is they force us to stop, right? So that's good on them. They keep us in their Ash and Junk sideline. If we want to do this, we have to rotate it near like to that snacks, right, away from Junkrat and Ash here.
Ryan.
But we stay in their spam.
Bubble,
So
bubble, bubble.
that's so like if you're gonna do it, that's you gotta make sure you LOS the threat.
Back
They're
off.
still a threat. So and they kill us.
I got sniped.
Do you want to push them off?
So you guys push them
Ryan,
off.
To remind you.
Totally the right call. That's it ends up going much
Yeah,
better.
thanks.
You give away, stop them from having their power
Press R
position.
down, right side here. Go, go, go.
And still, Phantom has 70 to EMP, so we're looking good.
So Dynamite.
Shielding.
Okay, that was Ben.
Ryan.
More sec.
Bob on point here.
I could have gotten him, but
We're even. We need to just
You can-
wait out.
Alright, so our DPS is gone. We've killed their junk, I believe. So their DPS, their spam is gone. They still have a sniper. We just have Sombra, so they have a lot more DPS than we do. So, remember, it's okay. The plan, a win condition of the comp is to just sit and wait for Sombra to get EMP. So it's okay, like, oh, we don't have any DPS. We can just sit here and chill and let Sombra farm. And that should be his thinking too. He doesn't have to do anything fancy. He should just be sitting behind shield and shooting people. And why also can't we just sit here? What makes sitting in an aggressive position fine in our comp?
Coalescence.
Well, aren't we just high and mighty on ourselves?
Uh-huh.
Good, but no,
Oh, okay. Because we have Lucio.
because we have Lucio. We can just
I knew
leave.
I knew the answer. I want to believe that it's about me because so many of the reviews are about me.
I can LOS it. Yeah.
Oh,
I just
Ash is
want
dead.
We got the action.
All right, the game has changed. They have no DPS. We still have Sombra. Sombra is still more DPS than they have now, so we can just brawl and we will win. Our Ryan Zarya cancels out their Ryan Zarya. They just have more Lucio. We win. We just run into them now. Like this is now winnable. This is now won because they don't have any DPS. Just play slow and let Sombra kill people.
Sorry.
No resource here. No resource.
Okay. Rotate left.
Like
Left.
there's no reason to take time. Okay, the Junkrat's back, so that makes
I
sense.
press hard
Junkrat's back, so now we can play slow.
here. I have shatter. Focus shield.
Why we have 10 to EMP. We don't even have to risk just shattering and having to skill our Reinhardt. Have our Reinhardt main tank diff their Reinhardt. Just wait 2 seconds for EMP and we EMP shatter or just EMP and win. Speed on to them.
Bubble.
I'm not with
So
you yet.
that's
No.
and I say that Brian didn't know he's not pressing tab. He has other things to do. So that's something that supports can see. People who are kind of chilling in the back, especially Sombra, should see that. That's something Phantom should have called. Second he heard shatter, he could go, wait. I'm 10 to EMP, right? So he should be calling that. Absolutely.
What if? But then we take Laverne's chance to MTD the
Right, I know, man. Yeah.
the other team. So,
Who cares about a guaranteed win? We really want to establish
We
Laverne
want-
for All Stars.
Yeah.
How else am I supposed to take Rav's MVP award?
You really think MVP's gonna go to a support? Like really?
Now, realistically, Nox is gonna get the fucking MVP award.
It goes
Nox
to
or Phantom.
Nox or Hanzo or Nox or Phantom.
My next finger would have been at Colo, but his Sigma isn't fucking good enough to get MVP. So my finger,
Rip.
yeah.
Main tanks, and main supports don't get MVP.
No.
No, because we just enabled the fucking DPS to do their job. Like we do
Flex
nothing.
Supports have a shot, but the last flex support to get it was Jonak, who is a DPS. So like, doesn't even count.
No. Bubble.
I don't have it.
Tracking. At least Fleta will keep playing Overwatch.
Chunk dead.
Right.
You got the exit kill.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I need it.
John Galt's analysis of the last Philly match was Dash. Sada was a very good Winston.
Really?
That was his.
That's
That was
awesome.
one of his points. He had like
Ah.
5 points.
Bob, did you use anything else?
So
That's fine.
can we use Grav first to
I like how Vern goes, bubble, he dies, and then like 5 seconds after he dies, I say I don't have it.
Like I had like a mental fucking timer of when he had it. In my mind, he had it, so I called Bubble, and then like 5 seconds later, he's like, "I don't got it," and I'm walking out of spawn.
You're
no,
off
we-
sync, by the way.
I know, dude.
So yeah, we would be on our way to point 2 by now if we had just waited for EMP shatter. So let's just
Shadow, that's right.
Phantom, let your team
She'll
know,
be
please,
50
that
on
you have
Shadow,
ults.
Press hard left here.
Expected
Yeah, I
for
think
the
the
high
last
side.
time I pressed tab, he was at like
We need to
60,
grab first
and then he just like
Phantom's
I don't know
been
where he
the
was. So
crap out of this stuff, man. He's actually been listening in these VOD reviews lately, so that's been good. Why is he 1 HP? Oh, because he's dueling an Ash. Okay.
Go, go, go. Ryan,
And he's not
at
taking
like
the guys.
close range or like long range.
He's 1 HP, so he lost whatever range he was at.
Sorry.
Is that there?
It's alright, Nox will
Right side,
manhandle
right side,
the
right
Ash
side,
here.
right side.
Should have waited a bit on the
Where is
beat.
it? Right.
Nice.
Okay, it's dead. Nice. Call target.
Oh, Fellow with the save.
Jump.
Got 2 charge, but he had the save.
I'm on the Ash.
Stop.
Junk top left.
Taco, can you get card, please?
They're at main. I'll EMP
Okay.
them at speed in. And
Wait.
Wait
Nice.
for response.
Oops.
Yeah.
We want to engage early.
We haven't talked about their comp. They're Junkrat Ash. So really good brawl with Ken off angle. So yeah, the key for us is just not take spam and to just let not take spam. Let Sombra farm EMP, or Sombra can go deal with the Ash, especially since she doesn't have a Mercy Pocket. So Sombra can go deal with the Ash, and we speed onto them really quick, because we out DPS them if we beat them without taking damage, which we can do because we both have like Lucio will, if it's just Junkrat spamming, he's not going to destroy Ryan Shield. So we want to get in really close. Yeah, no, just get in really
We want
close,
to get this.
really
We want
quickly.
to get this Deathblade up.
Junk is straight left.
And then
Deathblade.
we want to start tracers.
Dude, Deathblade though.
Fighting in the back.
Can we Deathblast him here?
Alright, so now you know what? I'm gonna stop there. I'll stop there. I know it's been a long one.